Going. I'm still going. Going.
Gone. Fuck you. You're
Fuck
fucking
you.
gone.
You're dead. You're gone.
God.
All right.
God.
Actually, I want to recover my souls. I want to recover my souls before I try and take that guy on, as I am now the Crow Queen.
Get jiggy with it, Harry.
And open that checkpoint too.
Yeah, that would be good. The problem is I couldn't see properly because we're not using HDMI because the capture card doesn't work with HDMI.
What?
That's weird.
Or well, it does work with HDMI, but not for PlayStation 3 specifically. Like it needs to hook up to the AV, or it's
technical things. It's technical things.
It's the technical time.
Technical
in the Sprinx show.
Yeah.
Talk about technical things. Our capture card works with Wii U, PS4, Xbox One, and PlayStation 3. And it probably works with 360 and Wii as well. The only difference is like it would use just straight up AV. But for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3 has a separate output cable for video and audio called the D component. And the capture card needs to hook up to that.
Okay.
Specifically for recording PlayStation 3 content. I don't know why it needs to do differently. If you tuned into our first bullshit hour...
Oh god, there's gonna be more?
We already made it.
Yeah,
oh.
We already made another one. It's gonna be a good time, Cameron.
Yeah.
Good time.
If you tuned into our first bullshit hour, you hear me in the background. I'm swearing and getting angry because I'm trying to hook it up to HDMI and it's not outputting video or audio. So right now the screen is really dark for us because it might be dark for you guys too. I'm looking at the recording. It's fine for you, but it's dark for us because this video or this TV is specifically meant for HDMI and we're using component instead, which it is not optimized for.
So it's twice as hard for us.
Yeah.
Especially
Did you see that strat? I meant to do that. Kill those 3 guys at the same time.
You meant to do it. I
totally meant to get hit too, because I do extra damage.
Completely believe that, Harry.
Thanks.
Totally.
Oh
shit.
There's another guy down here. Yeah, wow, he's having a good old romp in the field.
Shit.
Now, James, when you walked in today, you said you had a topic for discussion. We haven't gone over it yet.
I know we haven't. So I think this will take a good long time to talk about. Fucking hate talking about anyways. So we saw Deadpool. Well, not too far after Deadpool.
Ring.
Anyways, one of the greatest cartoon shows of this era has ended as of yesterday, and that was Gravity Falls. And I was very emotional during the finale, but that's besides the point. My question was, what are the things that you look for in a good cartoon or in good animation? What are the things that you are like, this is why this is better than most, And I was thinking about it because I think we would all say the same 5 things, but at the same time, I think that I'm trying to figure out if there's a deeper point to it. For example, the first one that's really easy for me is it's got to look good. I think for the most part, it's a little hard for me to get into something based if the look is distracting or not so great. So, there are exceptions though where it's okay, I've gotten over it. For example, Rick and Morty is not. Oh yeah, is a little.
See, that's the cool thing about cartoons is that I don't think there's one specific thing that needs to be great to make specifically an animated show.
Yeah.
But if you've got really good voice actors, it could carry the whole project. If you've got really clean animation, that could carry the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you've got a really charming art style, but the movement's kind of choppy, that's probably fine because it's still visually appealing. Or if you just have good writing or a good story, you don't need any of the above.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. But that's why I'm so blown away by things like Over the Garden Wall and Gravity Falls, I suppose, because they hit a lot more ticks on those boxes than.
Yeah,
other things.
Definitely.
Quality of animation is above medium, just above medium, probably we would say. Voice acting is very on point, things like that. Plot is very solid. You know,
Yeah.
only minor qualms with that, things like that. You know, and for me, I don't know why, but my other like big thing is, I think musically it needs to be pretty good. I think sometimes a show can be held just on music, you know. But the one thing that I really love is when the show has a good theme song. I think you know you've got a winner.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, but yeah, I think it's like a theme song on a show can tell you a lot about it. In fact, I was just reminded that Danny Antonucci actually...
I got the hat.
Nice. Now you're really the queen of the crows.
So glad you're talking about him.
Danny Antonucci?
Yeah.
What about...
I was going to say, well, I'll let you continue.
Well, the basic gist was that he sold that Ed Nettie pretty like easily to Cartoon Network, but the one thing that he did that I thought was really cool was that he actually like pitched the show with the finished theme song.
Yeah.
So that they could get a feel of what the song was going to be like, or what the show is going to be like, even not just musically speaking, but it also helps set the tone for the show, which I thought was really cool. So I think that music can take a show a long way.
See, that's a really interesting like point for like me, because I think that's where you and me like differ on a lot of our I don't know, crafting or project philosophy. Is that like I'm usually very uninvolved in the musical aspect of a project.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too invested in that aspect. If I can get everything else right, music is not even in the back of my mind. I just don't consider it.
Sure. You have different ticks that you like to hit. You know?
Yeah. But that's like really interesting because for me it's like if a show is bad or it's not hitting any of the ticks
Yeah.
super well, like it's kind of iffy in a lot of aspects, but the music is fantastic, I won't be sold on the show. I'll just be sold on the soundtrack.
Sure, understood.
You know?
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. You know, I can't think of too many shows where
I don't know
I've
where
been
I am anymore. By the way.
100% sold just based on music, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
totally.
think there's certain aspects to shows
Right.
that we neglect. Like, for example, what was the one that really turned me off? I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been Rick and Morty before I got really into it. I was really turned off by the art style.
Mm-hmm.
And it was taking me a little while, but then once the writing got to me, I was like, okay, I can deal with the look, you know.
Right. Yeah. I think after I saw a couple of episodes, and then I was like, this is like really funny, and I should keep watching it. But I was like, visually, this is ugly as sin.
Yeah. No, I
So I was like, I think I'll get around to this later.
It wasn't Rick and Morty, actually. I remember what it was now. It was BoJack Horseman.
Oh,
that is
okay.
ungodly to look at.
I'm still turned off from BoJack Horseman's visuals, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
writing
like
is fucking spot on.
I feel like there's a margin that you have to hit. Like there's either ugly enough so that you just disregard it, or there's clean enough that you enjoy looking at it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
BoJack Horseman kind of falls in the gray zone where you still pay attention to how it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
You're still
sorry.
kind of looking at it like...
I keep stopping to make hand gestures for no reason.
Yeah.
If you want to talk, I could take over for a while.
No, but yeah, I completely agree with that. But, like, something like Squidbillies or Aqua Teen,
Yeah.
like, they get away with being ungodly ugly because that's what they're going for. It's not
Right.
That's not their intent, you know? It serves as a tool for the comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's understandable why you do things like that. But then a show like Rick and Morty where it's just like, it looks just good enough most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Usually the alien worlds and the sci-fi bits are designed a little bit better, but, you know, all of the regular human bits are very normal.
I have no idea where I have not been to this part.
Well, you can
Like
save someone around in this zone. If you can find him anyways.
Is that a guy?
What is an example? Do you have an example of a show you watched style over substance?
Let's think. Yeah. I'm sure I have an example, but it might take me a minute to
I
think.
can think of one right now, actually.
What?
All right, go for it.
I couldn't follow the story whatsoever and want to give it another shot, but The Count of Monte Cristo was beautiful to me.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really. There's this
Oh, I know what you're
Japanese,
talking about.
the
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah.
animated show.
I was like, Count of Monte Cristo. You sat through that like 7-hour like mini series.
But it's a really visually compelling like piece.
Mhm.
It's just got a very abstract
It's way out there.
story.
Story-wise.
Yeah,
Sure.
like
Well,
it took like the rough basis. I think
it's
of
the regular
book.
story, right?
Well, it took the rough basis, but it changed every detail.
Yeah,
Like the Count of Monte
basically-
Cristo lives on the moon, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah.
he's made of like either ice or glass or something.
He's made of ice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like there's a bunch of they changed all the details.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. I think we'll end this episode here,
Yeah,
And,
before we get to the next area.
etc. And we'll continue this conversation next time.
All right.